here, cat. Stop meowing. Come here. There you are. Now you can sit on me. Hi.
Alright, so I get to hear the voice from the videos that I've been watching on YouTube in real life now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to be such a pain in the butt, but you're introducing me to aspects of the game I had no idea existed.
Yeah, sorry about the chat bugs. Like, I know that it can be buggy, it's happened before, but that's the most trouble I've seen getting somebody in the channel.
Well, I didn't realize there was a second tab. First of all, I didn't realize that there was that much to do with the chat box. Second, I didn't realize when I pulled it up that there was a second tab. And in there, it had the accept option. So, thank you for teaching me about parts of the game I didn't know. So, I don't know that Grimlord does that either. You know, I'm assuming that you've interacted with Grimlord pretty often because he's one of the organizers in this Discord thing. But he didn't seem to know how to be able to join either. So he was wanting to join earlier, but I'm not sure if he's still on or not. I had assumed that your time for us doing this was Eastern time, and so here I have been monkeying around with this for an hour trying to figure out how to get a hold of you. And he was the one that was able to tell me how to, what's your exact name in the game so that I could contact you here in the game, because I was reaching out to you in Discord, but I'm guessing you were pretty busy.
I was just not looking at my messages. Like, normally contacting me via Discord message is the best way to get a hold of me, but I won't always see it right away if I'm playing the game.
Right. Same here. In fact, somebody just sent me a message in Discord a second ago, and I have to figure out who sent it. It was probably Grim.
I'll see if I can find Grimlord. Like, I'm surprised he wasn't able to use the channel. I'm pretty sure I've seen him type in there before. Sounds like Grimlord might have confused today's event with the one yesterday. The one yesterday was an unusual event. It was being hosted in a different Discord than I normally would do.
Right. Yeah, that I think that was something that was confusing to a lot of different people, because when I mentioned it to, we just had a guild event just prior to this. That was a PvP event, sort of, and I was asking folks if they wanted to do it, and they were thinking, "Oh no, that was yesterday." I had to explain to them that this was a different event. Oh, he's doing a random deal right now. So that's what he's in the game, but he's in a red cube. Well, there's not room for him. There's not room for him. I once upon a time was able to get into just solo queues, but it was like I was a kindergarten with my college students. Didn't know what the heck I was doing wrong, but I knew I was doing something. And
Solo queue is completely ruined right now. Like, that's why I don't host solo queue events anymore. I only do private.
Yeah. I don't know if they're just using all the things that you're saying. You can't use this, you can't use that, you can't use this or this or that or whatever. or if I was just my build was completely wrong. I'm not sure what the hell it was, but
Probably
it
a
wasn't
mix
even.
of the two. Like, I'm guessing you aren't experienced with setting up a build yet, but it also would have been, they would have been using all the broken stuff too. If you saw people resurrecting, like, multiple times within under 60 seconds without having to be picked up, that's from the Soul Forged enchantment, which that's basically what killed
I'm
solo
talking
queue.
more. This was more like years ago. I've been
Oh,
trying over
years
the course
ago.
of
Years ago, these
the
events didn't
time.
even exist. Like, the solo queue popped on its own back then, and there were no rules.
Yeah. Right, and I'd get in there, and it was like they had pre-made teams or something. And granted, sometimes I'd have to wait hours to get into one, but it would at least eventually pop. And then it was, I felt like I was. I'm not the best at PvP, but I don't suck at it. And I would sit there and be shooting them and shooting them and shooting them and nothing, and then they would one shot. Like, what the heck? What am I doing wrong here? And so it was very discouraging. So I'd stop trying. Then I'd come back every once in a while. Every time there's a new system change, I would come back and try it again. And I just kept running into that same, headlong into that same wall. So it was nice that when I was reading, they were talking about you and things that you've been able to teach our alliance about PvP. And so I'm trying to watch as many of those videos as I could between now and when I first discovered you, to try to learn as much as I could.
Stop logging in and out, person. What the heck's
I don't
going
know
on?
if the build that I have is any better or worse than
Alright.
anyone else, but at least now I feel like maybe I have an idea of what I'm doing.
Oh my god, just stop moving the damn thing. God damn it. Oh my. Alright, I'm just getting it off of Discord. This is ridiculous.
How long do you guys usually run for?
What was
Or
that?
how long are you normally? Does you usually go? Is it like an hour, 2 hours, half an hour?
I'd say around 2 hours. Like, some of these events in the past also went up to 4 hours. Jesus Christ, Valen.
Wish I
It was
had
you,
learned
wasn't
about
it?
this a long time ago.
How many characters do you
I have
have?
all of my campaigns except for the PvP one. Haven't been able to do anything. You ever play any World of Warcraft?
Haven't played World of Warcraft before. Like, Neverwinter's so far been my only MMO game, but I did spend some time leveling up a character in Guild Wars 2, and that's where I'm going again when I leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have a level 80 character. It's been several years. I don't know. It was either Guild Wars 1. Yeah.
Okay, going in. Go to the middle when the gates drop.
Okay.
I would target Grumpy first. He's damaged. Run onto the node quickly. Yeah, I think we're actually gonna cap. Yep, we did. Yeah, I'm gonna try to come to you. Stuck in a bad matchup. Okay, I'm gonna run 3.
He just killed me like I was just standing there with my thumb up my butt.
Yeah, you had a lot of your teammates were kind of spread out there. Like, I kind of wish I'd gone back, but I don't think I would have been able to save it if I had. Try running 1.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 of them just came up here, so in here you should be able to cap one if Jabbernuke is not there still.
Alright. Oh, here, you followed me here. Man, that knocking me off the deal, that's just awful.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to group up. I don't see any way to do this with me missing.
Alright. I'll just stick with you.
I just respawned, I'm coming back.
Yeah, all four of them showed up. Like they know where we are.
They can see where we... Like, they can see when the node is in trouble. Like, they can see that it's camping.
Right.
If you're dead, oh, you're gonna try to stay alive. You're gonna get a long respawn.
Yeah, well, these two guys that are killing me have something else to say about that.
Yeah, my guess is you got around 15 seconds there. It was right at the start of a new interval. Come to me when you respawn so we can grab this node and then we'll both charge two.
Where are you? Are you on one?
Check the mini-map, you can see me. Press M, you should be able to see it that way, and if not, it should be in the corner. But never mind, you don't have to come to me, let's just go straight to two.
Alright.
I would go for Duke next.
Okay.
And now target Bob. Okay, nice. We finally got... Yeah, I knew we could do it. We should be able to gain some points now. Just need to keep Shane killing these guys.
Oh.
Watch out. Somebody's probably going to charge you. I would target Grumpy. He's the easiest person. And now I'll try to get rid of Bob. Should be low. Now I've got to go save one. Run 3 if there's nobody on 2.
Oh, here you go.
Okay, and try to kill somebody on 3, because I will not be able to save 1.
Alright, I'm still fighting this guy on 2. Grumpy.
Got a lion? Oh, you're already dead. I'm gonna run to 1 and hope Paunch is not dead. Looks like he's gonna be though. Okay, we need to be somewhere Jabbernook is not, or we need to be 2 people.
Okay, there's only Duke here right now. In the middle. Nope. They just keep coming back to the middle.
One of our guys just left the match, I'm pretty sure, so yeah.
Oh yeah. 3 versus 4.
I'm gonna refill the group. Somebody
Okay.
left partway through that match, so we were definitely capable of winning it, but we were a little bit disadvantaged.
Fair enough. Well, that's like the first arena match that I was in where I actually felt like I was helping. So what, did the person that left say anything, or did they,
It's just a rage quitting incident, I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't have thought that you'd get that with a private match. Do you keep a list of folks that do that? and have them on they get bumped first if you have too many people sign up, kind of thing, or anything?
Huh?
If you get somebody that rage quits a lot, do you have them on a list so that if you get 11 people and you can only have room for 10, that they're the first one to go, or do you not bother keeping track of that?
I'm not entirely sure what you're asking. Like, if we have 11 people, then I would assume somebody's not in the match, but if we have 12 people, then we'd go on to Gauntlgrim.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking that, if you get somebody that habitually rage quits, that's not exactly helpful for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, like it's a cumulative offense. Like, if somebody was doing that plus something else that was against the rules, then they could end up with a ban for that. But I can't really ban people for rage quitting by itself. There's just too many people that do it. Like, that, and the other problem is, in some of the specific rage quitter cases, like, they can go for a couple of matches before they start doing it, and then at some point I'm gonna end up losing them. Like, that. When that happens, I could try to make them stay on the map, but that's counterproductive to do so, because they're gonna be even worse if you try to keep them in the match at that point. So that's the other part of it, where they're no longer at a functional point.
I didn't even get a chance to take a look at what my item level is. I know the ranger isn't the best class for PvP, but I enjoy playing that one the most.
Ranger's pretty strong. Like, it's definitely able to compete. Like, the only way it would not be able to compete is if you had a whole bunch of classes that were at equal skill and it was really high-end PvP matches. At that point, then the Ranger just would not be the best class, but in a solo queue setting where the skill is kind of low, then Ranger actually is competitive with some of the other classes.
Oh.
Like, I'd say it's in the top 4 classes for PvP. Like, the very best ones right now is Fighter and Wizard, and somewhere around there you'd have Ranger and Warlock.
Okay. Boy, that knockback slow combo, that sucks. I mean, I'm ranged, but still, you gotta get to the node, you can't do it, you can't move.
Yeah, that slow is coming from Flash Freeze enchantment. I've been trying to cut down on the number of those. That was one of the items that I figured would get fixed quickly enough that I wouldn't have to ban it, but I'm thinking probably would have been better if I had banned it outright, but it's kind of too late to do it now. Like, this is literally the last event.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I haven't used the one that resurrects you automatically. That's the one that you banned altogether, right? With no cooldown and resurrect every single time. That doesn't suck. Let's see how you want to ban that.
last day, don't quite have enough people for a 5 versus 5.
So we'll head over to the target zone.
Okay, I think I'm gonna have to split you onto the other team for this match. Like, we've got 2 rangers now.
Okay. Well, when you fight me and you figure out what my weaknesses are, let me know what those are so I can work on fixing.
What I could do is put Grumpy on their team and you over here. That's not how I normally matchmake. I normally had split the classes, but this might actually be better.
I will trust that you're going to do the best that you can, and I will trust in your ability to decide what that is.
Going in.
Okay.
You still there?
Yes, I'm loading. Hopefully I don't get booted.
Yeah, it says you're disconnected.
Oh, well, it hasn't told me I'm... Yeah, okay, now it tells me I'm disconnected. Alright, logging back in. It gives me a chance. Character still logging out. Please wait. Well, that's just annoying. Connection to login server timed up. Please try again later. Completely exiting the game. To log back in again. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, let's all go to middle.
Okay.
reason Chryso went over there, so we're gonna have to go to 3, I think.
Okay. Should I leave now or keep defending or what?
2
They're
has been
probably gonna
capped.
kill me.
We need to go to 3.
Okay.
Chryso, I think, ran to get a potion, but I'm not sure. All 4 enemies were still on 2.
Yeah. Yeah, they just clobberized us. I'm waiting to respawn. Where you wanting to go, 1 or 3?
There's nobody on 1 at the moment, but if there's somebody going towards it, then follow.
Okay. Well, it looked like somebody was heading here. Now I'm by myself. Well, not anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna arrive on 2 in time to keep it from... Yeah, I will be able to cap.
Okay, well, I'm keeping Duke busy for now. Oh, hey, it looks like I have some help. Take razor. Okay.
2 people need to go to 3, like, we're kind of chain dying at the moment. Okay, good.
I am joining you at 3 right now.
Okay, I'm gonna try to come to you and hope that they don't all pile on 1 or something.
Uh-oh, from Jabberwocky.
Duke is behind you, be careful. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to 2. Already gone.
Yeah, they killed me pretty quick.
Okay, good. We're making some headway now. looks like we're making headway again, so...
You're going over to 3?
Not all the way this time, so we don't make the same mistake. Kinda just trying to distract people at the moment. They seem like they're not trying as hard for some reason. I'm not really sure what's going on their end.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely very low pressure and they were kind of just standing there for a bit. They may be trying to regroup, I'm not really sure.
Oh, are they trying to cap 1?
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
with
saw
that
one over
person,
here.
don't worry about it.
Okay, I just saw one in here too. It's in stealth mode.
Now that we've got a routine down, we're kind of overpowering them at this point. Like, before
Yeah.
it felt like they had the advantage, but that was because I kept trying to run 3. I was used to having to do that because my team usually can't guard, but with Razor Leaf here, we kind of can.
Yeah. Razor Leaf is a badass.
And as long as 1 stays blue, we definitely win. We don't have to worry about 2 anymore. Yep, there we go.
I thought I got more kills. Well,
Probably I'll have to split you onto the other team this time. Like, it might actually be a little bit better to move you.
okay.
You're already in the group, so some don't need the plus unless you're not in the group.
Oh, I thought that was a reaffirmation of abiding by the rules that you posted there.
That's people plus up to get invited. Like, that's how I find them.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. My mistake. I thought when you put those rules in there like that, that was just making sure everybody was following them.
Yeah, like, what I usually do is I check people's sheets, but I don't always remember to do it. But if I see somebody with the item, I PM them to get them to take it off.
That's cool. Honestly, I didn't know what half of that stuff was, so I just went through my whole deal and made sure I didn't have anything that called any of the things you listed. The Reaper's Talent. What the heck is that? Never noticed this guy standing over here before.
Oh my goodness, cat. You just gonna meow my ear off? Come here. Little buddy. You better now?
So maybe you can answer this. Why is the PvP gear that you can buy, the specifically designed PvP gear, why is it so awful?
Because it's
What am I missing?
super outdated. Like, that stuff is from multiple modules ago. Like I said, the devs don't take care of PvP anymore. Even when they did take care of it, it was like one update every like 1 or 2 years or something else ridiculous.
Gotcha. But they'll still let you spend money on it. Even though it's a total waste. Do you get glory for 3v3?
You don't get glory unless you go into a public match. Like, that was
Oh, I
part of
see.
why I used to maintain solo queue 50-50 with the private matches until solo queue was ruined, because people wanted those potions and boons. But now
Yeah.
solo queue's so bad, it's just causes way more harm than good to try to run it now.
So really the only point of doing PvP anymore is just for fun. There's no game mechanic reward anymore. It's not possible anymore to complete the PvP um,
Correct.
quest line. Yeah, which is annoying because I've completed every other one. I just the only campaign that I haven't completed is the PvP one. I guess I just never will. But I've gotten exactly 0 boons. I guess I chose the wrong game for thinking that I could end game in PvP. There's one
Yeah.
a New World. Have you tried it at all? And it seems to be very PvP oriented.
New World I've heard about. I was considering going there, but what stopped me is hearing that it's not in a good place right now from multiple people I would trust with that actually play
Oh,
it. And kind of right now they were telling me that you should either wait, like level up a character and wait, or just not enter at all for at the moment. Just wait for
oh
it to
wow.
age a little bit more and see if it gets better. It only has 20 versus 20 is what I'm hearing too.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know that a lot of it is there's a lot of reasons why it encourages PvP. It's not just about fun. There are some real game benefits by having, taking over a town and keeping it. There are some really good reasons to do that. So I don't know. I've done about everything that I can do in this, except for I guess there's a couple of the dungeons that I could do here, but I really was looking forward to doing in-game PvP with this in this game, but it just doesn't look like they're gonna fix it enough to where that's an option. I
Yeah,
guess what I'm saying is I can't blame you for if you're mostly about PvP. I can't blame you for putting that one. Kind of disappointing.
yeah, like, there's a reason we tried for 9 months to save it. Like, you can see this has got a really amazing combat system, even though that this game is very simplified. Like, it's been simplified a lot over the years. It's a shadow of what it used to be. But even with
Right.
that, its combat system is way above average, so we tried to save it, but we can't do that if the devs don't want to actually do anything. But it's not even really it's not even really the devs' fault even, it's whoever is above the devs that actually makes the decisions is obviously not okaying anything related to PvP.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's not where they're making the money. That's really what it comes down to is what are people spending their money on, and that's where they want to develop. So if they were to introduce a specifically PvP um, armor set that was worth a hoot, that you could pay to play on that, and specific enchantments for PvP, they'd make more money.
Yeah, it's just they neglected it for so long that now they're kind of no one wants to touch it because it's gotten bad enough that they're procrastinating and they don't feel like they've got enough resources. But honestly, I think they actually do have the resources. It's just they're not being okayed to put them into anything that people are not already thoroughly invested in. Like PvE is has been favored for a long time now. Like pretty much always actually, it's always been favored.
Right. Oh, well, too bad. Spent way too much time, and I'm embarrassed to say way too much money in games that just have it all be for nothing. So that looks like where it is.
This game has basically become a new player-centric game. This is one of the easiest, if not the easiest, MMO in the entire genre at this point. At the same time, it's still leaning on that really good combat system. It's kind of got nothing left, if you ask me. Like, there's not really compelling content at in-game to make me want to stay. Like,
Yeah.
even though they keep releasing little PvE updates here and there, they're not for PvP, and I mainly play PvP. And even
Sure.
the PvE content is kind of easy mode. Like, it's not really hard to play at all. Like, even Tower of the Mad Mage is easy now. Like,
have you tried the new Crown one yet?
haven't gone into that one. My guess is it's going to be scaled similarly to Tom when it was to Tower of the Mad Mage when it was close to release. I mean, when it had been recently released. So it should be at least temporarily harder than most of the content in this game, but still, that's not much to go off of. And from what I understand, rewards are just getting worse and worse for trials. At least back when people played Tower of the Mad Mage, the payoff for it was really good. You actually got your money back for investing in a month's worth of training.
Yeah. Well, I sat and waited in a queue for it about 5 hours the other night. I didn't, never got in. So I guess the only way I'm going to find a group to go is to look outside of my alliance, because there's not. They're so caught up in boss right now. I'm more interested in trying new stuff. Although I did see a 1,500 point ring today that looked pretty damn good. Well, for a ranger, one of the rings that I use is it's a 1,010, and it gives you heavy accuracy buff, and your range powers you 3%. I like playing this character. This is a 1,500 point that gives you even bigger accuracy and does the same thing. It's either 3 or 5%. I did get a close enough look. A really nice ring. It drops in boss. I didn't think there was any 1,500 point anything that dropped in boss. So.
Sounds like one of the new rings, maybe? Like, I didn't find it when I looked on you. Like, the ring that I thought of when you said that was the Sky's Peaking Light ring, but I don't see that on you.
No, the ones I have are just the guiding ring of the sharpshooter. And,
oh, my rings are 1.5k, so probably you mean one of the ones from the previous module.
Yeah.
There's new ones, but I think the new ones are not as good. I need to actually look at them though.
They're not. Here, I can link one for you if you have one of them. There's a 1,400 point one. Let's see here if I have. There it is. I'll put it in chat. I'm not even using it. I prefer my 3% damage. And when I'm using my regular PvE build, I have 2 of the 3% damage. I don't. You said something in one of your videos. I wanted to ask you. You said that the overload enchantments, that if you use 2 of them, they don't stack. Is that the case with 2 of the exact same items, like 2 of the exact same?
It depends on what overload it is. certain types of overloads do not stack if you add more than one, but there are some overloads that do stack. Let me look at which ones you have.
The ones I'm using right now are just
the ones you have are the ones that do not stack.
Okay.
So you'd only be able to get one of each of those. You wouldn't be able to run two of the same type of that particular kind of overload.
Okay. Yeah, I had been using until I watched that video 2 5% damage overloads. So I was like, well, shit, I'm just wasting one of my overloads. So I took that off, and all the different loadouts that I have changed so they're different. But you're not certain if the items have the same problem as the enchantments. If you have two of the exact same item, like two of the same ring, do those have the same issue?
It depends on the ring. Like, I'm pretty sure some of these are coded that you can't slot two of the same type. Like some of these new ones,
right.
You can't slot two of the same type at all. Like, never mind whether or not the bonuses work if you have two. But there are some rings that did stack. Like, I'm pretty sure 3% melee and 3% ranged bonuses did stack for some of the older rings that you could have two of.
Okay. Yeah, because I usually I normally use two of the 3% rings that add to your ranged power, and that I've always wondered, because I need to get one of those outside programs that tracks what your damage output is and see if there's a difference between having one of those rings and having two of those rings. I usually prefer to just let the experts figure it out, and then do what they tell me to do. All right, so we're having a hard time getting enough people to run again, huh?
Yeah, like I'm thinking at this point I'm just trying to stall until enough people come on, but we now have an odd number of players in the group, so can't go into another match yet either.
Let's see if I can find out if Brandon's
Oh, we just got someone.
Yeah, it looks like he's logged off. Oh, wait a minute. I got booted, so I can't just do /R. Now, let's see if I can find him.
We just got someone.
Okay, so we got just one? Okay, so that's what we need.
We'll be able to do another 4 versus 4 at least. Hopefully we get another 2 people and nobody leaves after that, but I wouldn't bet on it. Probably somebody's gonna get tired.
Yeah. Well, once the Super Bowl starts, you're going to lose some folks. That's not for another couple of hours. Oh, there was one other thing you said in your video. You said that the the pet buffs were still working inside the inside the arena, but that the actually having the pet summoned is not a don't do that. But the so I had prior to hearing you say that I had just taken off all of my companion gear, all of the equipment, you know, the three pieces and then the enchantment. I had just taken all that off so that it wouldn't not add to my item level. And I was thinking that was a pretty close approximation to what it would be something to the arena. But then I heard you say that those things still apply, and I wanted to maybe pick your brain on maybe you could explain that better.
I didn't hear what item it was that you were referring to, but I heard that it was something around, like, I heard that it was about item level, like whether or not you took something off.
Yeah, the companion items.
Yeah, you don't want to run companion stuff right now. At least not in PvP.
Yeah. Okay, so you had said something in one of the videos that even in arenas, some of the items or some of the companion stuff or another is still adding to your item level and is still buffing you. Do you remember anything about that?
Yeah, the item level does work in PvP, it's just not worth running.
Okay. So I should just go ahead and just take those off. Maybe that'll. That doesn't seem to have made any difference whatsoever in my item level. So those pieces of equipment, they don't add anything to your item level, even though they have an inherent item level with them, unless you have your companion summoned. Is that the way that works?
Hmm?
Okay, say for example, the pristine belt of the companion that we've got here, it's a 1350 item. And the tarnished emerald talisman of the companion, 1400 item. That's 1350 and 1400 directly added to my item level. But if I don't have my companion summoned, then it just completely does not add those onto the item level at all.
Yes.
Okay. So the only way that those would be added to the item level is if you summon the pet or your companion.
Correct. You'd have to summon the pet to get it.
It automatically takes that away whenever, even if you have a pet summon, you go into the arena and play. So that's not helpful in any way, shape, or form to have those equipped. Your PvP build.
Like, as long as your pet's desummoned, you don't have to worry about it in PvP. Just keep the pet desummoned and you should have better stats.
Right. What were you talking about with the companion still adding a buff or a bonus in the arenas? What was it you were talking about?
That was just item level.
Okay. Well, now, so does the item level, which affects your hit points and your damage, does that still stay higher because you have the higher item level?
I'm not sure. Like, we need to go in. I'll address this later.
Okay. Yeah, I'm distracting you. I'm sorry.
The item level, the item level on companion stuff works in PvP if your companion is summoned. If not, then it doesn't work. But you don't want to run the companion item level in PvP because right now you can get plenty of item level from sources that also come with stats attached, so you don't throw off all your stat values and make them way lower than they should be.
Okay. Am I gonna get booted again? Yep, I got booted again. What?
Okay,
the heck
told
is
them to
going
wait.
on? I'm sorry. What it is? Messed up or what? Right. Okay, I'm back. New map. The middle first. Is that pretty much the rule? Middle first.
Most of the time now, yeah. Unless somebody that's really experienced specifically tells you to do otherwise.
Ouch. Well, they figured out they can kill me fast.
Like, the specific situation you wouldn't go to middle first in is if you've got experienced players that know that their team is not strong enough to guard 2 or cap it at the beginning of the fight. So at that point they would split up immediately and just try to keep taking the side nodes and maybe later try to get middle again. But if you are able to handle capping 2, then your team should go to 2 pretty much always.
That guy. Get him down to almost dead and can't kill him off. That's frustrating. Got like a air of life left and still doesn't die.
Okay, I need people on 2. I can't
Yeah,
kill
I'll
anyone
be there
else.
too.
At least not before somebody comes back.
Come on.
Okay, it looks like we're gonna end up triple capping. I'm surprised this team is this strong. Like, my guess is your build is actually somewhat decent. Like, that's... Because if you weren't decent, then we would only have 2 DPS in this match, both of which would be really squishy.
Well, I might not be the best player, but I can follow directions pretty well. And so
Yeah, I think
I've
it's
just
partly that your build has decent enough damage, so you actually count as a damage dealer. Like, I was matchmaking this as though you were not a damage dealer.
Oh.
because that's generally what I assume would be the case a lot of the time. Like, when I get a new player, like, they often are inexperienced enough that even though they have the ability to put out damage, they die so much that they don't end up doing much damage. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
So it appears your build might not be optimized for PvP, but you're still strong enough that, and you're starting off a little bit better, I'd say, than your average player does.
Kind of hard to kill.
We're close to being at the point where we can cap 2. Like, I just need to come back, I think, and we'll get it. Yeah, we got it. Like, essentially, when I set up this team, I decided to kind of make it a bit of a challenge where we have all players on this team, apart from you, that are, like, experienced and work well together. But only 2 of them I was thinking were actually going to put out much damage. But you actually turned out to put out decent damage, so it's coming out, like, it's a little bit skewed in our team's favor even, which I was not actually expecting, so good job.
Well, thanks. Do the best I can. Yep.
Part of it might be the team CC, but then again, I didn't exactly give the other team bad control effects either. They've got a wizard, they've got a fighter, and they've got a rogue. Sesam, can you replace me on 1?
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. Never stay 2. Stay 2. Crap. Sorry. Like, I realized my respawn time actually was gonna let me come back in time. I thought it wasn't. I think we're still ahead in points though, so we should be fine. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you, because if I try to stay here, it's not gonna get anywhere. barely capped that. Sorry about the direction screw up. That was a major mistake on my part. I should have realized that 9 seconds was enough time for me to make it back.
Wow.
I was a little too safe there, and it didn't pay off.
That's okay. Yeah, you know, I went the wrong way for maybe 3%. That's going to make the difference in the match. And they just keep recapping too.
Nice. Got Razor Leaf back in time, it looks like.
Pretty even match.
Okay, they lost 2 of their players. Let's go back to 2. Oh good, you're here. Gonna have to count 1, just lost someone.
Yeah, this guy's killing me with these. Ah, Jesus, crowd control stuff that he uses on me. I can't get out of it. I only have like one way to get out of that. Ah. Get in there and own me.
Nice. I think we're actually gonna triple cap. Razor Leaf's kind of being a badass right now. And I'm actually kind of the screw up in this match. I'm dying too much, not paying full attention.
Oh, they're all coming back with you, right? Can't do. Yeah, you just can't move.
You definitely are putting out decent damage. It's enough to help. You can stand on the node.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'm gonna go to where you are. Somebody tried to intercept me.
Yeah, they like like 3 or 4 of them all just at one time. See?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Razorleaf's basically been playing his best start to finish from the looks of it. Just look at his score. Huh, I didn't do as bad as I thought I had, but I know full well that was not anywhere close to my best.
Well, I got one more kill than I did last time, but I died a lot more. Oh well. Well, this is the best experience I've had with arenas. I mean, every other time, it's just been like I wasn't having any effect losses. This is pretty awesome. Yeah, looks like we just lost somebody.
Yeah, somehow I doubt we're gonna get the 5 versus 5 I was hoping for. I think too many people are offline.
Yeah. Well, it is Super Bowl Sunday. We have a decent amount of people that are doing tailgating or whatever. So when you're making your videos for YouTube, I notice you just seem to pick just any kind of random place in the game as your backdrop. Is there any rhyme or reason to how you choose it?
Aesthetics mostly, like, and just to have a record of all of the maps. Like, I was trying to, like, I know I'm gonna get kind of like homesick of the game at some point, so that's part of the reason why I was trying to get as much footage of these other maps and the mounts as possible.
Okay.
That, and I needed something to kill time with while I wait on people to actually arrive for the matches.
Yeah, that makes sense. What I would find helpful in some of your videos, if you had your commentary, what was going on during them, rather than just no audio, I would personally learn better from your explaining what the heck was going on,
Some
whether it
of
was
them
strategy
Some of
or
them do have audio, like I did kind of half and half. Some of them have audio, some of them don't. Like, I still have
okay.
some leftover raging issues, so sometimes I have to turn off the audio. Like, I'm
Fair
trying
enough.
not to do that on stream at least. It's a lot better than it used to be, but it still
Yeah,
is a bit unpleasant when it does happen.
sure, sure. You can always edit that out. I hope, hopefully.
Yeah, the reason I opted to just turn the audio off is because I don't have editing skills of any kind yet. Like, all the videos that were
Oh,
educational were scripted, like,
uh-huh.
and I have to read the
Yeah,
script start to finish with
yeah. I could.
no editing,
You
so...
can. You can tell that when you lose your place, you'll go back and you'll reread the sentence that you just said.
Yeah, to make absolutely sure.
Right. Yeah. Totally. So you could tell that you have it printed out ahead of time so that you don't misspeak. So just but there's some of those arena matches and stuff, and it's like, what the hell just happened there? And like, man, I find myself wishing that you were having an on the run commentary so you could be explaining stuff. I had no idea that you could do that with the.
Where the
You
hell is
could
my tiger? I've
if
been
you
at
just
this for like 5
bum rushed
minutes
it at the
now.
last second, you could steal the node when somebody else has been sitting there the whole time to capture it. I had no idea that was even a thing you could do.
I didn't catch that
I
last
don't know.
bit. Can you repeat?
I can't remember what the term that you used to call it, but when somebody else has been sitting there on the node to capture it, and then you bum rush it and knock them off of it, and you get the capture instead.
Yeah, that's pre-capping. I did a small video
Pre-cap. Yeah,
demonstrating that.
yeah, you did. And I had no idea. I was like, what the hell is pre-capping? When you get out on the map and start capturing things before the arena strikes, what the heck is that? So I watched that one and I was like, I had no idea that was even. I could see where if you were a wizard and you had the ability to knock somebody else off of it, go in there and take it at the last second, that could be very annoying and frustrating to someone on the other team. Let's see. he's not on. Oh, wait a minute. I take that back. Six-person thing. I would love to get a look at it. So let's see if I can see what he's doing. He's using the Lionheart stuff. I'm just looking at Racer to see what the heck he's doing that's working so well.
He's actually not maxed out for his build. What made him so strong that match is just that he plays really well. Like, he actually tried to play his best that match, and most of the time nobody does that anymore. I stopped doing that because I didn't want to do that too often and risk killing the queue.
Okay.
Like, when you've got a bunch of people who are not experienced, you can't always play your best without skewing the match 20-0. Like, I wouldn't be a class that would be 20-0, but I would still be really, really strong, and it would be enough to kill the queue. So even on my weaker class, I can't afford to do that most of the time. Again, that's part of the reason why I'm quitting the game, is because I want to be able to actually play my best again. It's been 9 months.
Huh. Well, kind of, yeah, I can see that.
And the issue that caused it to be the case that you can't play your best anymore without killing the queue is there's no longer an incentive for anybody to gear up for PvP or put a lot of effort into improving in skill. Like, there's just not any rewards present in PvP, and even if, like, the PvP itself is lower and lower quality because the people left just don't have that kind of time on their hands. So you kind of need an incentive to make it possible to play your best again, because otherwise it's just too much and nobody around is going to want to do this for anything other than casual purposes.
Okay, so he's using his poison thorn instead
but
of
keeping in mind that
defensive.
what is on his build will not necessarily be optimal right now. He's just a really good player, and he's still kind of like, he's still putting in more effort than most people still. And that's why he's as strong as he is. Like, part of it's also his class is really good for killing pugs, which is just inexperienced players. Like, it's the one that can kill the most of them, from what I understand. The only one that comes close is fighter, and to an extent, wizard. So in low skill conditions, Ranger left unchecked is just going to murder everything because the players are not experienced enough to understand that you have to focus the Ranger and kill the Ranger so that they can't do that to you. And even the players that know to do that are not playing their best right now. Like, there's a bunch of people here who are smart enough to do that, but again, they're at a point where they can't play their best without it being too much and driving out potential new recruits and making it so we can't pop matches.
Gotcha. Well, that's disappointing to know that everybody's kind of holding back or not doing the best.
Yeah, it's
I
a
thought I
depressing
was doing
situation
all right.
for sure.
Oh well.
Now, keeping in mind, like, right now, another problem is, like, even if you had rewards again, a lot of those people are going to be scumbags and just farm the rewards on all their characters like they did during seasons. Like, not necessarily the people around now, but a lot of people would come out of the woodworks if there was good rewards again, and just like they did during seasons, where the majority of the season population, before it got taken out, was rewards farmers. Like, they didn't give a crap how good they played, or they didn't try to put any effort into their characters a lot of the time. Or they did have some gear on their characters to try to make it a little bit less egregious, but they still weren't playing their mains a lot of the time, so they still ended up contributing to dropping the skill level in PvP. Because most of the players in the second half of seasons were not playing on their mains anymore. They were starting on their alts to get some money. And that led to half the season being garbage, and the other half being mostly garbage. Now, I'd expect there'd still be PvP matches taking place in this game even after I leave, but it's going to be stuck at 4 versus 4 and 3 versus 3 for a while, looking at how many people we have. And after Just Liz and me, that's another player missing.
We play in our alliance on Sundays. They do the PvP for a couple of hours at 12 noon Central Time. And I'm able to join every other Sunday. And on the Sundays that I'm able to join, we'll commonly get 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4. But it's just, people goofing around. It's disappointing to know that the only possible way that I can get anything to go towards the campaign, PvP campaign, is to do public, and public is no longer watching.
Yeah, like, it might get it might become possible for solo queue to come back later, really late into Module 22, after the bugs for the enchantments have gotten fixed and more people have come back. But it's still gonna be bad. It's solo queue. It was never really good to begin with. Like, the closest it's been to good was a long time ago in, like, Module 12 or something like that.
There's not going to be any rules about which enchantments you can and cannot use. So it's pretty much anything goes.
And the item situation's just getting worse and worse. Like, right now, class balance is actually much closer together than it's been for most of the game's history. It's still bad, but class balance right now, believe it or not, is actually closer to balanced than it has been in a long time. It's been like that in Mod 20 and Mod 21 as well. But in Module 19 and earlier, class balance was way worse. Like, I'd say that actually was more so the case in Module 15 and before there. Like, pretty much every module before Module 15 had terrible class balance. Like, way worse than anything we've got now. But we're getting worse and worse item balance, and the item balance is a bigger threat to people's motivations to continue to play the game.
Yeah, the World of Warcraft kind of has the opposite. Started out very balanced, and then it just became whichever class had the best buddies that were on the dev team, and got really out of whack. You know, it was a lot like the rock paper scissors. You know, there were certain classes that had and always had an advantage over certain other classes.
That's actually
But
true in
then,
this game as well. Like, that is true in this game, it's just not as bad as it used to be. Like, you wouldn't believe some of the points that it reached a long time ago. Like, you had super god mode classes a long time ago, pretty much. But right now, the same problem still exists, where it's rock, paper, scissors, and some classes inherently do better in 1 versus 1s than others, and some classes inherently win more matches than others. But it's
yeah,
nowhere near as bad as it used to be, and at least there's an element of teamwork to it, you know? Like, even the classes that are weakest right now have a use. The only one I would maybe question that for is Paladin. Like, Paladin's pretty bad, but everybody else is actually useful.
yeah, that figures because that's what my alt is paladin.
Like, Paladin is good for healing and CC and kind of nothing else. They're too slow even when it's a decent healer. Like, they move too slow compared to the other ones. And that makes it really hard for them to do their job properly as a healer in a PvP setting. They can't rotate.
Yeah, right. Oh, my paladin's just set up to be a tank in regular, not PvP. Yeah, it's too bad you didn't ever play World of Warcraft because the fighting mechanics are pretty similar. This that they are in World of Warcraft, but one of the things that I liked better about World of Warcraft is that you could create combat, and you could do a lot of things. Somebody that like myself, who's not as good pushing the right button to the right instance, I could compensate for that by creating a shot order, macro that did multiple things in a certain order and with a certain timing. And I was able to compete quite well. But then they made it so that the hunters and the shaman in particular were just very weak in PvP. Uh, and the other classes got to where, in a 1 versus 1 situation, the hunter was actually very good. Duels, but you didn't get any kind of credit for duels. That was just to goof off. But in an arena setting where it was 3 versus 3 or a 5 versus 5, everybody knew, okay, kill the hunter first. They die the easiest. And so nobody wanted to have a hunter on their team. And so it was difficult. I ended up running 2 different machines at the same time with 2 different keyboards because you couldn't multi-box or you get banned. So I had 2 different accounts on 2 different machines run at the same time, and I would have one keyboard in my lap and one on my desk. And I'm running both characters at the same time in order to be able to get into an arena just to qualify for the rewards. And you can imagine, here I am having not the best ability to be able to push the right button at the right moment, and relying on macros to try and win a match with one person playing 2 different computers versus 2 actual people on the other side. I didn't win a whole lot. It was frustrating. And then the PVE content, it just became more and more where that was the flavor of the month. whatever the devs wanted to play that month. That's the character class that was more powerful than everybody. And I kind of always felt like if you had a class that could heal and tank and DPS, that you shouldn't be as good at any one of those things as another class that can only do. And
That's
the
pretty much
hunter is
exactly
always
the same as this game's history.
right. There was just too many. I mean, you have druids that could turn into bears to tank or cast the DPS like a rogue or a treant to do mage stuff, and they were topping the DPS on any one of the categories they wanted to do. They were better tanks, they were better healers, they were better DPS, and I was like, well, that's not any kind of fair. As a hunter, I can only DPS. I should have a higher DPS than somebody who is equally geared and equally skilled as one of these people that can do tanking or healing or whatever the hell they want. Or I should have the option of being able to figure out a way to tank with and they did it for a short period of time with hunters. You were able to tank using your pet because in World of Warcraft, the way you control your pet is much more hands-on. It's a lot less automated. You telling it where to attack, to attack, to attack. You say, "Oh no! Don't freaking attack that! Get back here!" So there's a lot more control you have over pet in that than in this. Um, the AI for it was not automatic; it was much more. You had to tell it. And so there were a lot of times when if you had an inexperienced hunter, their pet would wipe the raid because they would accidentally send their pet over to the wrong area, and that would aggro that whole mob would come over and kill everybody. And when you weren't ready for that mob to come over, so I if I had to choose which game control wise and combat wise I preferred, I'd probably lean towards World of Warcraft. Except for they just it's like, well, when the Death Knights came out, then you had to have a Death Knight. Everybody else paled in comparison. They created this new class or that new class, and the hunters just kept falling further and further and further down on the list of things that you could do with them. Like, oh, you have a hunter. Well, we don't need you in the group. We'd rather have the mage because mage has better crowd control and better DPS. And so it was. They kind of took the fun out of it. And where I used to, they have battlegrounds. You had 40 versus 40 battlegrounds that were going all the time. You could just queue up and there was always enough people playing them where you could get into them. I mean, your side might get clobbered. There was strategy, and people you could cooperate and talk and say, this is what you guys need to do. And some people would tell you to go shut up because you didn't know what the hell you were talking about. When you get 40 random people that jump into a raid together and they're trying to fight against 40 other people, you can imagine sometimes you get some arguments. But it was a very active PvP world. You could just do that
Sounds
all the time.
a lot like Stronghold Siege.
I never played that, so I couldn't tell you. But so far as the mechanics of how the combat was and the things that you did, very, very similar to how Neverwinter is. And really the main reason why I started playing this was first because of Forgotten Realms. That's my favorite. When I DM campaigns, usually that's the world I use. It's my favorite. And the second was how similar it was to World of Warcraft. I didn't have to pay a monthly fee to play it. But where they really dropped the ball in this game compared to World of Warcraft is the PvP. not just because they could have done much better in this game if they'd have just tried. But like you said, they're just not even making an effort. Oh, hey. Wow. Look at these guys. 72, 74, 75. Jeez.
Yeah. Like, in all honesty, if their item level is above, like, 55k, I'd say they have too much item level. There might be a way if you're really tryharding to make a 60k item level build functional, but...
I was
say
able
if you're
to...
an average player, you want to be 55k or less.
Oh. Yeah, I was able to take a look at my item level when I was actually in the arena, and it was like around the 61 or 62, I think. So I just, normally when I'm doing raids and what, I'm over 79. I mean, the only thing that I have left that I can improve on are the collars and the mount. That's it. Everything else, well, okay, and the rings are not a maximum. And there's some, I guess there's a few pieces of gear that I can get there, a little bit higher. But we're talking like, at the most I could add is like less than 2,000 points onto my total item level. If that was the only thing that I was worried about. And then when you switch, if you take that build and you go into the arena, it drops down considerably. So the build that I'm using now, I currently tried to make it so that there would be no difference between what the item level is now and what it is when you go into the arena. And I have somehow failed because there's an extra 7,000 or 8,000 in the item level that isn't there when I go into the arena. So I don't know what it is that I'm bringing in there with me. That is, or that I'm not bringing in there with me. I thought I had all that stuff disabled or removed or taken off. Looking more. All of the companion stuff moved entirely. Oh, you know what? I think I might know what it is. If you don't, you cannot not have something selected under the 6 categories for the companion. I don't think it's possible to change that to nothing. I guess you could do clear current, right? That might be where it is. That might be the difference. I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. So if I have 6 things,
okay, we're ready to go in. The map's waiting.
All right. Well, I'm not in the stronghold this time. Hopefully, I won't get this confused. No, it's not looking good. I don't think it included. Nope. I don't know what it is.
That's pretty common. I've seen several players that have that issue. Like, Lancer used to have it, and so did Rooks. And I've known others that had it too. Now, there used to also be players that would disconnect to buy their team a little bit more time to wait on, to open up people's sheets and look. But that's like a really, really old, long time ago sort of thing. It's unclear if anybody's really done it since, but it's not really a big deal either way. Just some old history I
connection
remembered right
situation.
then.
Tried logging in. Wouldn't have. So we'll try again. It's frustrating that it keeps doing this. Oh well. So how did Lancer fix the problem?
He didn't. He also probably was one of the players who used to do that disconnect thing, but there was some old drama about it that I don't know if he really was doing that for or not, but it shouldn't have, in all honesty, looking back on it, it shouldn't have even been an issue. Oh, you were back in. Let's go to 2.
I'm back.
My guess is this match is going to be a little bit more contentious just because people are going to try a little bit harder. It's very likely to be the last one.
Yeah.
That guy should have stayed invisible. So that made it so my DOT attack was able to hit him. If he had stayed invisible, then it wouldn't have gone off. I think one of them changed from tank to DPS fighter, so that might be... Yeah, this match feels like it's slightly unbalanced, and it should be balanced, but... Yeah, I think one of them changed to DPS fighter. I think it was double tank fighter before. Hopefully it's still a good match. I'm hoping it will still turn out to be a good match, but we're still pretty early into it, so it's hard to say.
And those sunlocks are just awful.
I would go to...
They're really good at... Okay.
gonna have to kill a bunch of people and push them back from 1 to 2.
Just totally own me.
Yeah, run back to 1. Should be able to cap it. Crap, we didn't get 3. I'm gonna have to move. Finally, we've got enough people here we can actually take 2. Spoke too soon, I guess.
And I'm just getting my ass handed to me.
Okay, stay on node, stay on node. Finally! I knew we could get it eventually. We're gonna lose it almost immediately though. Yeah, we have to go to-
Yep.
I have to go to 3. Like, we're just not overpowering them.
You got, well, here comes one.
And for some reason, nobody went to 1 either.
Wow, that daze lasts forever. Jeez, I didn't even get a shot off.
Your team dominates.
Every time a freaking debuff on me there is. Ugh. Well, that was just unpleasant.
Yeah, it was kind of a rough match make. Like, I think if if we'd played a little bit more seriously closer to the beginning, we would have had the momentum advantage and we would have won. Because technically our team was actually a little bit stronger. But we kind of, like, some of the people kind of slacked a little bit, me included. So, yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. Like, I should have left for 3 a long time before I did.
I just felt like I couldn't. Every time I tried to push a button to do something, somebody had me dazed, or, in some kind of crowd, some kind of CC where I couldn't freaking move. And then they would just, by the time I finally get out of it, what, barely any health left. So that was very frustrating. Oh well. Oh, we actually have 10 players. We just lose one.
Yeah, we might actually get another match, assuming nobody leaves. So I'm gonna actually try to play a little bit stronger than I normally do. Like, instead of trying to kind of prevent the match from getting super one-sided by kind of hanging back too much, I'm gonna actually try to play better this time.
Okay.
I mean, this very well could be the last match I do.
Yeah. So just might as well do it.
Now, I
Show
know
us how
that
it's done.
the downside to having been not trying your hardest for that long and kind of being inconsistent about your performance, where you do an amazing thing there and a crappy thing there, on some of it on purpose, some of it not, is that it's kind of a training hazard, you know? Like, you're not going to be as trained anymore, and you're not going to be as good anymore, consequently, until you get consistent again for a prolonged enough
Yeah.
period of time to actually be back in shape. So,
All that. Your gears are rusty.
yeah. Well, sort of. Like, I wouldn't say I'm rusty exactly, it's just I'm not used to it anymore. Like, you want to get used to it again. And that's not
Okay.
something I would be able to
PT
fix in
again.
one day after having done that for 9 months.
Right.
But I know
Trying
I
to
was
log back
capable of
in.
doing a lot more than I usually do.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
Hey, Bob and I are on the same team. You're trying to kill me. Wow. Okay, add that test there.
Oh crap, the music died. Fix that.
Just, I might as well just not bother pushing any buttons because I can't do anything. Well, I don't know. All that stuff.
Yeah, I'd try to kill Duke quickly before he has time to do much damage to you guys.
Holy crap! I actually got off 2 shots.
Should have gone after the tank. I didn't realize I could kill him. Figured he was gonna be tanky, but nope.
It's like something I've never seen before. It's closing in.
I feel.
I'm just cursed with respawn times today.
Ah,
Come on,
come on,
come here.
get me out of it. Oh shoot! There's 3 of them. There's no way. Yeah. Wow. Well, there's 1, 2, 3 of 4 of them at 2.
Okay, well, I think we're actually gonna cap 3, so we should be, yeah, finally we're gonna make some headway.
Okay, good. How about?
Okay, I'm amazed I survived that.
Move.
Well, I don't know about my actual play improving much this match, but I'm getting better at reaction time related stuff already, like picking people up actually fast enough. Yeah, even just this tiny increase to my gameplay, it's Like, part of it's the matchmaking here might be a little too strong on this team, but my gameplay did improve a little bit when I said I was gonna. So it is probably gonna end up being unbalanced.
Wow, they just take me down so fast. Not even close. This razor leaf. Okay, well, they take the razor leaf down really fast. Oh, I feel so bad about it. When they do that to him, it's like,
I tried a little bit harder to win that particular duel. Like, it's still not quite right. Like, I'm definitely not at max capacity anymore just because I didn't practice for so long. It's gonna take a while to build all that back up. Even when I decide to play my best, I still basically can't because I've been out of practice for 9 months now. I have improved a little bit already from that decision on just the reaction time. I'm not deliberately being too slow. It's not bad.
yeah, so when you decide to kick some ass, you really do, don't you?
Yeah, that still was not like max capacity. I'm kind of disappointed in myself, to be honest. Like I said, I'm not in the habit anymore, so it's kind of hard to make the jump between deciding you want to do something and actually doing it. That takes practice and consistency. And when you're not doing, like when you're only sometimes trying hard and other times not, and you're just constantly out of practice and not being consistent, then you kind of shoot yourself in the foot for training. Like, you're no longer trained to do the right thing all the time.
Right. Well, I didn't do the worst. Maybe second worst. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, well, it's getting close to Super Bowl time. I think that's going to be it for me.
Yeah, we lost too many people already. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for inviting me, and I'm really grateful for what I've learned. Unfortunately, it looks like Neverwinter's PvP is dying, so that is what it is.
It will still survive in roughly the same state it's in now until another update happens, but like, it'll be 4 versus 4 and 5 versus 5 for a long time, is my guess. Like I said earlier.
Okay.
But eventually it will go back up to 5 versus 5. Like, I'm thinking late into Module 20, more people are going to come back. And also, the item bugs that killed solo queue will have been fixed. Flash freeze will have been fixed. So, a lot of people that are not playing right now, in part because of that damned slow, and also because of other bugs that are present right now, will be encouraged to try again.
Okay. Good deal. Alright, well, I'm going to leave you to it. Have a good one.
It was
Nice
fun.
to get to know you.
It was fun, Marigold. I'm going to sleep and have a nice trip with Gold Wars.
Oh, hi, I didn't know you were here, Agus.
No, I
Thank
just
you for
came to
coming.
say, I just said goodbye. Was a nice match, too bad I came in late. Couldn't come earlier. But again, good luck, have fun, and keep yourself healthy. I'm going to sleep. Bye bye.
Okay, I'm gonna close the stream for anybody listening to this. This was the last event that I plan on hosting for this game. I'm gonna move to other games.